Penguin Random House Audio presents Say Goodbye to Whining, Complaining, and Bad Attitudes in You and Your Kids by Scott Turansky, Doctor of Ministry, and Joanne Miller, RN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Read for you by Dan John Miller. To Carrie from Scott. I thank you for your patience, encouragement, and support as I've worked many hours on this book. I'm also grateful for the many things I've learned about honor from you. And to my children, Josh, Melissa, Ben, Elizabeth, and Megan, for helping me learn how to implement honor in the family. To Ed from Joanne. I'm grateful for your steadfast belief in me and in this project. Your encouragement and enthusiasm for this book have inspired me day after day. Your life example of honor has transformed our family. And to my children, David and Tim, thank you for your participation in this pilgrimage toward honor. Introduction. How to use this book. This book has been designed for use in a number of contexts. Not only will you be able to hear and learn about honor yourself, but you can also work through this book with others. In small groups or a Sunday school class, assign chapters to be read in advance and have people answer the questions at the end of each chapter. When you meet together, discuss the chapter and the answers, looking for ways to apply the material to family situations. An appendix is also included at the end of the book, containing 8 family together times. These practical, interactive discussion sessions will take approximately 20 minutes and are for families with children between the ages of 2 and 18. They are intended to help your family learn what the scriptures teach about honor and to show you ways to apply the principles presented in this book. 1. You'll never be the same. It's fun to listen to new parents talk about their babies. At the 3-month reunion of a childbirth class, you might hear, "Look at Rachel's long fingers. I'll bet she'll play the piano. This boy's going to be a great baseball player someday. We're going to make some changes in our family. No TV for this kid. Only good reading. Yeah, we're getting rid of all the junk food in our house. Anthony is going to grow up healthy. Jay and I want to have lots of children, so Caleb will always have someone to play with." High hopes and idealistic goals are a part of every young family. New moms and dads look at their little bundles of joy and envision a family where cooperation reigns over self-centeredness, closeness overcomes competitiveness, and a joy-filled family is the inevitable result. An interesting transition takes place in many parents, however, as their families grow and mature. These same parents give up their positive vision in exchange for basic survival skills. They just want to get through the day. They can hardly wait for their child to go to kindergarten or graduate from high school and be out of the house. As parents gain experience in the work of parenting, their attitudes seem to change. First baby. At the first sign of distress, a whimper, a frown, you pick up the baby. Second baby. You pick up your baby when her wails threaten to wake up your firstborn. Third baby. You teach your 3-year-old how to rewind the mechanical swing. First baby. You pre-wash your newborn's clothes, color coordinate them, and fold them neatly in the little bureau. Second baby. You check to make sure the clothes are clean and discard only those with the darkest stains. Third baby. Boys can wear pink, can't they? First baby. You take your infant to baby gymnastics, baby swim, and baby story hour. Second baby. You take your infant to a co-op playgroup. Third baby. You take your infant to the supermarket and the dry cleaners. First baby. The first time you leave your baby with a sitter, you call home 5 times. Second baby. Just before you walk out the door, you remember to leave a number where you can be reached. Third baby. You leave instructions for the sitter to call only if she sees blood. First baby. You spend a good bit of every day just gazing at the baby. Second baby. You spend a bit of every day watching to be sure your older child isn't squeezing, poking, or hitting the baby. Third baby. You spend a little bit of each day hiding from the children. These situations are funny because there's some truth in them. We have dreams, goals, and expectations for our families. Some are subconscious, and others are written in our daily planners. Parents want to give their children an equal or better experience than they had. They want to help their children to be smart or athletic or independent. They want to have a family that functions as a team and provides friendships for each other. Why is it then that eager, hopeful parents turn into frustrated, disillusioned parents in just a few years? The same childbirth class that sounded so hopeful at its 3-month reunion might sound like this 10 years later. I wish I could get Rachel and Devin to pick up after themselves without grumbling. Nothing seems to work. Anthony's the same way. He gets angry when I ask him to do anything. We've got a real problem with arguing, and I don't know what to do about it. Our kids bicker all the time. We've tried everything. I'm about ready to give them boxing gloves and start charging admission. Every child is unique. Parents hunger for answers. Too often, though, we believe those answers are all about following the do this and everything will be fine parenting advice we keep hearing and reading about. And some of us fear that finding the answers is only half the battle. How can we possibly do everything we're supposed to do? One of the realities of family life is that children have minds and wills of their own. Children aren't robots run by remote control. When they're young, their parents can exert quite a bit of control, setting boundaries and limits. As children grow, however, the ability to control them diminishes. Children are able to make more and more of their own decisions, often contrary to their parents' desires. One mom of a 2-year-old said, "This is a great age. My son loves to see me. It's easy for me to make him laugh. He comes running to me with his arms spread out. He wants to be with me, and I feel loved and appreciated." That's a far cry from the mom of an 8-year-old who said, "I feel as though we're in a constant tug of war. Whenever I ask my son to do anything, I get resistance." Even the best parenting tips won't guarantee that children will make right choices. God has given each person a will. The same child who chooses to obey with a good attitude has the potential to pout at every instruction. An older sister can be kind and helpful with mom, and then turn around and be mean to her younger brother. Furthermore, each child is unique. Every parent of more than one child sees the differences between them. One may be hyperactive, while another is calm and quiet. A brother likes to talk non-stop, while his sister hardly says a word. One child is easygoing, while another struggles with angry outbursts. Some children have obsessive-compulsive tendencies, and others struggle with problems like attention deficit disorder, ADD, and impulsivity. For genetic reasons, some children even have a predisposition to alcoholism, criminal behavior, or mental illness. Parents need real answers. It seems that many parenting books have been written by authors who have compliant children. They believe that by following a few steps, children will turn out great. Unfortunately, many parents find these books superficial, lacking the depth needed to provide significant change in their families. Parenting is not easy. Even Adam and Eve, the first man and woman, disobeyed, and God had to discipline them. Jesus called 12 disciples, yet one of them chose to betray him. The children of Israel continually whined, complained, and rebelled against God. He faithfully disciplined them and called them back to make the right choices. Even perfect parenting doesn't produce perfect children. God designed the family as the place where children learn and grow. That means that imperfect parents are the teachers. That's scary. In fact, many parents feel guilty because of their children's poor choices. "If I'd only done things differently," they say. These parents realize the tremendous influence they have on their children. God has given us answers.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?